Welcome back, you're watching ET Inside. Monsoon is on its heels and it's time to say goodbye to a rather interesting summer. A summer which brought great power for women. Lakshna Gulati tells you why the women category was so hot this year.
A growing economy. One that's seen spending power rise substantially these past few years. And an economy that's seeing a slow but radical shift in gender power. Welcome to the new improved India, where women are calling the shots. Be it in politics, in the professional world, or even in the great Indian bazaar.
There is a strong Eve power that's emerging, and the main reason behind it is the fact that many more women in India are working, and the fact that these are career women. So currently India would have about 8 to 10 million career women, and that's growing at about 15 to 20% every year. So that itself means that we'll have a large number of career women, which is a big change that we're seeing from even as close as the last 5 years.
It's not just India that's seeing the rise of what's popularly known as the female economy. According to consulting firm BCG, women control $12 trillion in global spending, which is why most Indian companies are coming up with new and innovative strategies to woo women.
Today a lot of women who are working, they are moving outdoors, and therefore a lot of products are on summer protection, on skin care, which is coming out.
Women want a place to put some of their cosmetic items or medicinal items. So the need for the right kind of storage and some level of efficiency in the amount of storage that you give, that is also very clear. So the new range of refrigerators that we introduced at the entry level, those refrigerators actually have specific pouches and compartments where they are more women friendly, where they can actually store things efficiently, besides doing the regular stuff, which is keep your food, keep your milk, keep your vegetables and so on.
For Britannia, women have always been a big target audience, but I think for 50-50, way back in middle of 2008, we decided to focus on the younger housewife and the changing face of the urban housewife.
According to Goldman Sachs, the rise in the female economy is primarily because women have gained bargaining power on account of education. The report states that increased female education has led to higher economic growth. That's because as women gain education, enter the workforce in greater numbers and earn more income, their options increase and their position within the local community and the household improves. And that in turn has increased the bargaining power of women. Take for instance the case of family expenditure in the UK. According to the Family Expenditure Survey of the UK Office of National Statistics, women have more than 50% control in purchases of household goods, medical expenses, childcare and school expenses, food expenses, and spending on apparel for women and children. And they have more than 30% control on spending on recreation, men's clothes, holidays, meals out, house repairs, and motor vehicle purchases. While Indian women don't have that kind of influence yet, they're not too far away from wielding such power. And that's what marketers are betting big on.
They are emerging to be the real key decision makers on a host of products and services. And these products and services are not necessarily only kitchen items, but they are not only the kitchen or the bathroom or the bedroom items, but they're coming out to be drawing room items. They're coming out to be items which one uses on the road. They're coming out to be decision makers on computers.
The women discretionary power has gone up. In fact, earlier we never used to see women taking part in deciding the digital part of the business, that is mobiles, cameras, LCDs, and they used to be mainly deciding in washing machines and microwaves and refrigerators, but now we see a lot of women themselves decide whether they want to buy a BlackBerry or they want to buy an iPhone. So I think that's changing a lot.
Here, it's important to understand the difference in spending patterns between males and females. Several studies show that men spend more of their income on items for their own consumption, including alcohol, cigarettes and high-status consumer goods, whereas women are more likely to purchase goods for their households and specifically for their children, including food, healthcare, education, clothing and personal care products.
That sense of confidence and that sense of assertive sort of self-belief, I think is something that you begin to see much more today. It also translates into being able to buy things for yourself, being able to spend time and feeling comfortable enough for everything not to have to do with the family.
That then explains why the women category was so hot this summer. What's more, marketers will continue luring this segment because the female economy is poised to take off in a big way over the next few years. The earned income of women across the globe is growing at an average of 8.1% versus 5.8% for men. That's not all. The female workforce, which is about 1 billion currently, is expected to rise by 20% over the next 5 years, which means that women will want more. And marketers need to be adequately prepared for this changing power equation.
3 cheers to that. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of ET Insight. Do send us your feedback and suggestions. Thanks so much for watching.